All right, yesterday we were adding polynomials. Poly means many, and we named them and we found their degrees and all that good stuff. Today we are multiplying. We are multiplying by a monomial. The prefix mono means what? One or singular. So we have one term that is made of a numerical coefficient or coefficient, and then the variables right here, x and y, and we have a whole number exponent. Can also be referred to as the power or the index. We really don't see indexes in that much in this level of math, but anyway. So we have 3x y squared, 3 times x times y squared. So, and this is all one term because terms are separated by addition and subtraction. Please write this down. Terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. All right. So we are going to be multiplying by a monomial, and this requires exponent rules because we're multiplying and these monomials have exponents with them. So since we just had a chapter on exponent rules that, I just got finished fussing y'all out about projecting in the future, because I'm going to get y'all tomorrow. Y'all going to have to watch this video for homework because I wasn't expecting to see some of the grades I got, but we already talked about that. We're going to leave that in the past. We're going to move on. Hashtag don't be petty. All right. So, except if you're Chris McGowan. So, we distribute. Okay, this is the distributive property. So we distribute this here, and we will distribute this here. So 3x squared times 1 is 3x squared. 3x squared times 3x squared, because we're multiplying 3 times 3. Sorry, get that done. 3 times 3 is 9, and then x squared times x squared is x to the 4th, because we know when we multiply exponents, we add them. We know that from chapter 7. Hashtag don't be petty, Mr. O'Neill. Oh, let me make this very clear. In this chapter, we will be multiplying like we see here, and then we will be undoing the multiplication. I know it's going to sound so redundant, like why would we do that? So the opposite of multiplication is division. So this arrow is going back and forth seamlessly for a purpose, because we're going to be multiplying, and then sooner or later we're going to be given this, and this has to now turn into this, and it's going to make a lot more sense later on. It's already 3 minutes in, Mr. O'Neill. You can't be over 25 minutes, so stop talking and move on. They don't like when you talk so much, even though you give them good information. They don't like it. All right, so it says multiplying by a monomial. So I'm going to go through these problems, and some of y'all are going to be like, I'm not going to watch this. I can do this on my own. I don't care, just as long as you get it right. So we distribute this, we distribute that. So 3x times 2x gives me what? 6x squared. I'm going to go slow. I'm not doing all these problems. I'm just not. Okay, I'm going to put up the key like I said I was going to do in class. You're going to do something you can check for understanding. If you feel like you understand it, then hey, autonomy, move your behind on and do the homework. Like, this is not a hard concept. And I say that because it's not hard. So again, 3x times 2x is 6x squared. 3x times 1 is going to give me 3x. So again, in the future, you're going to be given this, and you have to produce that. It's coming real soon, y'all. Coming to a day near you. So 5t times 2t. Technically, we combine like terms, in the parentheses. So we have 5t. Both ways will work, but we're going to follow order operations, times negative 6t. And that's going to give us what? Negative 30t squared. Okay? Same thing here. We have 2a squared, because we have two of the same terms in the parentheses. Let's go ahead and combine them, times 8a minus 7. So now when we distribute, 2a squared times 8a is going to give me 16a cubed. And then 2a squared times negative 7 is going to give me negative 14a squared. Again, in the future, you're going to be given this, and you're going to be like, hey, take me back to that. Can't wait, boy. All right. Then we distribute u. We have 4x to the 4th times 2x is going to give us 8x to the 5th, because we know there's a 1 there. Math competent people know that. And then 4x to the 4th times 7 is going to give me 28x to the 4th. Distribute this bad boy over here, and we get negative 2x to the 6th. Distribute this bad boy over here, minus 14x. Now we know that this is not in standard form, and we're going to put it in standard form. So the leading coefficient will be a negative 2x to the 6th, and then plus 8x to the 5th, and then plus 28x to the 4th, then minus 14x. All right, so we come over here, we do the same thing, can't combine inside, so we distribute, and we get a negative 10s to the, we're not multiplying those, we're adding those, to the 5th power. Don't be petty, Mr. O'Neill, let it go. And then 5 times 8 is 40, s cubed. Distribute this over here, we get a negative 6s to the 3rd, and then negative 15s to the 5th power. I like curving my s's when they're next to a 5 to differentiate them. All right. So now we combine like terms. We have these two terms to combine, and since they're the leading coefficients, we end up with a negative 25s to the 5th power. Combine these two, and we get plus 36s cubed. So what I'm going to ask you to do for class work and for checking your understanding before you get to your homework. Oh my gosh, I just realized we're about to go straight into FOIL after this. Goodness, boy. So do these on your own. And I have my key up on my website. This is UDO. And so, you know how, I'm taking down minutes in the video because you got to do that on your own, all right? But I'm still covering content. Y'all see what I did with that? Beast mode, son. All right, so go ahead and do those problems. Check with the problems. I'm not going to give you all of them because I think some of these are redundant. So I'll give you... no, do all of them. I just changed my mind. It's only like 5 problems. Knock them out. All right, so... let's set this up, and so we can knock this out and be done, because your homework has this. And this concept is not hard either. So in math, somebody came up with a wonderful way. We have stepped out of multiplying by a monomial. And if I were you, I would just go ahead and do those problems and get it done before you move on to this, so that the way the brain learns is that when you introduce new information, there is a great likelihood that you forget what you just did. So stop watching the video and just go ahead and do those problems and get them done. Like, get them out the way. And then come and watch this, so that you're not complaining about there's too much stuff in the video. Stop watching the video. Go do those problems. Solidify your understanding, and then come watch this, because we are moving on to a new concept. So why is this concept new? Take a moment to think. Why is this concept new? How is this concept different from the last concept? This is what we're multiplying down. We're multiplying this by this. Don't underline that because it's going to look ugly, and I'm going to erase it anyway. All right. So you should have said, or maybe thought about, the fact that before it was a monomial times, it might have been a polynomial, it might have been a binomial. Up here we saw that this was a monomial times a binomial. This was a monomial times a trinomial. Monomial times a binomial. So what's different, y'all? What's different is that we have a binomial times a binomial. And when we do this, we introduce this special mathematical, it's not a concept, but it's almost like a little trick of called FOIL. FOIL is basically the distributive property. Um, and so let's see it. So if I have, you don't write this down, I'm building understanding. I'm building understanding. If I have 2x times 3x plus 5, you don't have to write this down. Okay, I'm building understanding. So basically, I'm going to distribute the 2x to the 3x, and that's going to give me 6x squared. I'm doing some good teaching right now. Some of my best teaching come out from my videos. Just realize that. I don't really sit down and really reflect on my teaching sometimes. I got to get better at that. And then 2x plus 5 is going to give me 10x, right? So we're distributing the 2x to the 3x and distributing the 2x to the 5. What has happened? Aha, there's a 3 here. So we still have to distribute the 2x to everything over here, right? And we still need to distribute this 3 to everything over here because that's what the distributive property does. But the way that we do it, we call this FOIL. So we take the first term, first goes to first. So we get 2x times 3x, and then we get 6x squared right here. And then we take the 2x and we multiply it by the 5, which is the outer. We don't go underneath. I just show you. I just like the colors to show you can see where they are. So outer, we take the 2x and distribute it to the 5, just like we did right over here, 2x to 3x, 2x to 5. And we get 10x when we distribute that. But now 3 is over here. And we can't forget about the 3. The 3 is still being multiplied by this. If we looked at 3 and we said, this is for teaching purposes. You don't have to write this down. 3x plus 5. We're still doing the same thing, right? So I have the 3 times the 3x, which is going to give me my inner. Did I say outer? I think I said outer. Inner term. It's 9x. And then my 3 times my 5 is going to give me 15. So what happens? So we have the first, outer, inner, last. So you won't see me go underneath. Watch me. So you can see the way I'm going to do it. So you can see it's the same thing. I'm not going to bring the colors in because, I got to be under 25 minutes with y'all because y'all want to be spoiled and stuff and all that stuff. So first, well, I'll do that. First, outer, inner, last. Y'all see that? Take the first terms, and that's how this is going to look when I do this. So it's just going to look like that. We're going to water the flowers like you did in 6th or 7th grade, but you're watering the flowers twice because we have another term. We have a binomial. So what will happen in these cases is that the outer and inner terms will combine to form this term right here. Y'all see that green and purple? It's on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Color learning. We're learning by colors. Color learning. That's what we're doing today. So the outer and inner term will combine to give me this term. Sometimes y'all just want to just get to the math, but you don't understand the math. And I'm not about just getting to the math. I could have told you to just do this and do this and do this and do this and then tell you why. That's not empowering you. What empowers you is you understand where the math comes from because math should make sense. Okay? And if it doesn't make sense, then somebody's not teaching it right or you're not learning it right. So one of those two things are happening. And I'm teaching it right. So you should be learning it right. All right, that's FOIL. All right, let's move on. So we're going to do some problems with FOIL. Do I want to say that right now? I do. Sorry, y'all. I'm going to the future because y'all don't get it. It's a struggle at some times. Sorry, I had a brief interruption. So, y'all remember how I told you at the beginning? I think I'm going. Y'all not going to remember this. Whatever. I'll stress it when I come back. I'll do it when I come back. So let's just keep the video about the video. All right. So I'm not going to say y'all are not going to remember, but it's going to be too much information. And it gets lost in everything that you have to do. We're not going to do all these problems because they're just redundant, and I'm not about redundancy at all. So I'm going to do the left side, and you do the right side. I'm going to do the left side, you do the right side, and we'll be done with the classwork, and then you can go into your homework and be done for the day. That's the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So if you know how to multiply, let's go. First term, negative 2x times 4x is going to give me a negative 8x squared, right? And then negative 2x times 5 is going to give me a negative 10x. First, outer, inner. Sometimes I go over like that as well. Inner, negative 3 times 4x is going to give me negative 12x. And then last, negative 3 times 5 is going to give me a negative 15. Then we combine outer and inner, which I learned when I was teaching this at first. It's called my OI, outer and inner, OI. It's going to give me negative 22x minus 15. I almost wrote down negative 12x. And that's my answer. So what did we see? We see that two binomials multiply out, FOIL out, or distribute out to give me a trinomial. This is going to be very important, y'all. Very important. Two binomials multiply out to give me a trinomial. I can say that. All right, so x times 5x is going to give me 5x squared. X times 7 is going to give me 7x. Negative 2x. Oh, I feel like I'm going too fast. I'm sorry. I'm slowing down. Negative 2 times 5x is going to give me negative 10x. And then negative 2 times 7 is going to give me negative 14. My OI, combine them, we get 5x squared minus 3x minus 14. So again, two binomials multiply to give me a trinomial. Two binomials multiply to give me a trinomial. All right, so we distribute here. First, negative x squared. Outer, negative 2x. Inner, negative 2x. Last, negative 4. Because I'm about to say OI. I was like 40. All right, OI it. So we get negative x squared minus 4x minus 4. All right, first, 6x squared. Outer, plus 21x. Inner, minus 14x. Last, minus 49. And so we get 6x squared plus 7x minus 49. So I want you to do this one, this one, and this one. So I'm going to do it for 3. Let's do those 3. All right. So FOIL works when you're doing a binomial times a binomial. But notice we have a binomial times a trinomial. And I'm going to erase this right here because I need some room. So we can't FOIL. There is no word for this. There's no special word made up for this at all. So we don't call this FOIL because FOIL, don't write this down, FOIL happens when we have first, outer, inner, last. So we have a first, outer, inner, and then a last. Well, that's binomial times binomial. We don't have that right here. But FOIL comes from what? The distributive property. Where does FOIL come from? The distributive property. Where does FOIL come from? The distributive property. Where does FOIL come from? The distributive property. And the reason why we use FOIL is we're saying, let's go back to the top. So I'm building understanding. We're saying that everything in this binomial over here must multiply or be distributed to everything over here. And that's where FOIL comes from. Distributing what's over here to what's over here. So when we do a binomial times a trinomial, it is the same concept. I must distribute everything over here to everything over here. So negative 2x times 4x. Man, I'm teaching good. I don't even teach this good in person. I'm jealous. Negative 2x times 4x squared gives me negative 8x. Negative 8x cubed. I almost put a square there. Probably because I'm not saying be quiet, sit down. Phoenix, stop talking to me. You hear me talking? Stop talking. Stop making noises, Chris Bullard. That's probably why. It's just quiet. Tell you the joys of teaching. Negative 2x times 4x squared is going to give you negative 8x cubed. Negative 2x times 5x is going to give you negative 10x. negative 2x times negative 3, that's 10x squared, Mr. O'Neill, is going to give you a positive 6x. So that negative 2x must reach, negative 2x must reach everything over here. You must reach you, I must reach you, and I must reach you. All right, I'm going to switch my colors. And now 3x must do the same. Negative 3 must do the same thing. So negative 3 must reach you. And so that's going to give me a negative 12x squared. Negative 3 must reach you. That's going to give me a negative 15x. Why am I writing so big? And then negative 3 must reach you. And that's going to give me a positive 9. All right, let me check my math. Negative 8x cubed, negative 10x squared, positive 6x, negative 12x squared, negative 15x, plus 9. And now we go to combine like terms. So there's nothing to combine with this right here. So we end up with 8x cubed. Y'all like my pencil? And then we combine u, and we combine u, and that gives us a negative 22x squared. And then we combine u, and we combine u. That gives us a negative 9x. And then you're lonely, plus 9. That's my answer. So when I multiply a binomial by a trinomial, notice I end up with 4 terms. When I do 2 times 2, whatever. All right. So I'm going to do this one more time, and then I'm going to be done because the video is going to be over. And I'm going to give y'all just 2 to do, and then you're going to be done. All right. So u times u is going to give me, I'm going to start way over here now. So I'm going to get 5x cubed, right? U times u is going to give me 7x squared. U times u is going to give me a negative 2x. And now I must do the same thing with the negative 2. U times u is going to give me a negative 10x squared. Negative 2 times 7x is going to give me a negative 14x. And then a negative 2 times a negative 2 is going to give me a positive 4. So now we're going to come over here. You have nobody to combine with. So we end up with 5x cubed. Let's combine the 7x squared with the negative 10x squared. That's going to give me a negative 3x squared. Let's combine the negative 2x with the negative 14x. And that's going to give me a negative 16x. And then 4, you're lonely, plus 4. So this is your, here's a hint, everybody. You can go either way because this is going to be your you do. So you can go this way and then do that, and then that, and then that, and then that. Or, oh my gosh, why you gotta be so weird sometimes? Y'all see the bully is gone? Because I had I downloaded the software again, and yeah, the bully is gone. He hasn't shown up anymore. Or if you want to go this way, if you want to go back like that and work back, or you want to go, I might like this way because it's like growing like the rainbow or something. I don't know. It looks neater. Either way, what's on the left needs to make its way to the right. What's on the right needs to make its way to the left. So this is your you do, and it's the same kind of thing. Where's this one? And this is your you do. All right, that's all I want you to do. And I made it before 25 minutes. Gosh, I'm so wonderful. And then I had the most amazing kids, and I get to teach at the most amazing school, and I get to do another beast mode production. And yeah, thanks for watching, y'all. I'll see y'all on Monday. Have a great day.